Hey everyone, it's Smitha. Today we're going to be doing 3 soft goth inspired looks using all Rituel de Fille products. And I've had some requests to do some tutorials, so that is something that has been on my list for some time now. I thought now was also a perfect time because Rituel de Fille is going to be doing a Memorial Day sale where you can get 20% off site-wide. And I do have a code that you can use that's affiliated. I'm going to put it up on the screen now. Rituel de Fille to me is the ultimate soft goth brand, which is why I am really drawn to using a lot of these products. So basically all I've done so far is my skin prep. I'm going to start off with using Creature of Light. You can use this product in all different types of ways. This is like an iridescent blue, but one of the ways that I like to use it is underneath my foundation, just to give my skin a little bit of an ethereal glow, kind of lit from within type of look. And as you know, I love blue iridescent, so this is definitely my favorite shade, or one of my favorite shades. Honestly, I feel like this is also a vibe all on its own. Like if you wear it very, very sheerly, I do think that it works even on my skin tone. And then I'm just going to put a little bit extra up on the cheekbones because that's where I typically do wear my highlighter. If you've tried this product, definitely let me know in the comments. I feel like a lot of the people that have told me that they've tried it have said that they really enjoy it. All right, obviously right now my skin is looking extra glowy because I haven't used foundation yet. I'm going to use the 3-drop serum foundation. You're supposed to give this a good shake. And by the way, I am the shade 165, which really is a perfect match for me. You're supposed to take the product and then just do 3 drops on the back of your hand. A little bit goes a long way with this formula. And then I'm just going to blend it into the skin with my fingers. All right, here's how my skin is looking. I actually don't have the concealer from Rituel de Fille. I actually need to try that because I really do like this foundation. I'm going to use the concealer from Maxine Revenge in medium sand. I'm just going to take this sponge from Rare Beauty and blend in that concealer. And now I'm going to set my concealer and tone down a little bit of that unwanted shine with the Huda Easy Bake Powder. All right, and here's how my skin is looking before going in with some color. I am very keen to use a whole lot of Weeping Cherry. It's this gorgeous multi-use pigment. Here's what it looks like on my fingertip. This is a shade that I think is super flattering on medium to deeper skin tones, but if you use a lighter hand, I think it will definitely also work on lighter skin tones. But I want to put this on my eyes, lips, and cheeks. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by applying it as an eyeshadow. In case you're curious, I personally think that these wear really well on the eyes. If you own the product and you haven't tried them that way, I definitely recommend at least giving it a go. Because in my experience, I get some decent dry down from them and some good longevity. All right, I really love that shade. Now I'm just taking some on a brush and I'm going to use it to kind of smoke out the lower lash line. Now I'm going to use a little bit of this black cream eyeliner. This is called the Black Orb. going to take a little bit on a liner brush, and I'm going to use that to just carve out a wing. I have to say, this is quite a fun formula to use. And it does have some malleability to it. All right, my eyes are almost done. I'm going to take this black kind of gel liner from Lisa Eldridge and just put that in the waterline. I think that just took things to the next level. And y'all know how much I love the Rare Light Cream Luminizers. This is the shade Solaris. And I think that the tones of this one, it's like a pinky red, are going to go really well with this lip. I'm just going to swatch it on the back of my hand so you can see. There is Solaris. I am going to put this on my cheeks as well, but right now I just want to put a little bit on my brow bone and a little bit on the inner corner. Right, and of course we have to go in with Weeping Cherry on the cheeks. Just going to take a little bit on the top of the cheekbone. You can see that this one you can definitely wear sheerly. I know I wore it at full pigment on the eyes, but don't let that intimidate you. All right, I love Weeping Cherry as a blush. I haven't tried it on the lips before, but I am really into trying this out as a monochromatic look. I'm just going to put a little bit on my lips as well. All right, here's what it looks like on the lips. I'm going to finish off the lips with a little bit of Night Thorn, which is the black sparkly lip oil. And I want to say this is one of their best sellers, but it also is just like the perfect way to top off so many lip combos, because it just gives your lips a little bit more depth, a little bit of sparkle. Right, and the last thing I'm going to do is add that Rare Light Cream Luminizer in Solaris as a cheek highlight. And again, I've talked about this formula because I love that it is a super glowy cream highlight that doesn't have sparkle. They have so many really fun shades and shades that are also great for day to day. All right, I finished off my look with a little bit of the mattifying setting spray from Danessa Myricks, and this is the first completed soft goth look. I have to say, this is definitely a comfort zone type of makeup look for me. I could wear a look like this every day and be happy. I'm back. We're going to do a second look. I already have my base done. I did decide to skip Creature of Light for this second look. And I really want to do a kind of black smoky eye with just a little bit of sparkle. So I'm going to start off with a couple of iconic shades, contour shades, which again can also be used on the eyes. This is Intuition, which I believe is the lightest shade of the contour. And I'm just going to pop this all over the lid as kind of like my base color. And then I'm going to take a flatter brush and I'm just going to sweep that underneath the lid. All right, now we're going to go in with the deepest shade, Eclipse, and build up some structure to the halo. Starting off with the inner corner. I do think I'm going to go in with that black liner that I used in my last look because I'm going to get the amount of depth that I really want with that one. But I'm just going to use this as a bit of a base to kind of blend into that. All right, now let's build up the depth with this black liner here. And this is one of those kind of multi-use products as well, in that you can wear it all over the lid too as an eyeshadow if you want, because it will kind of stay in place after it dries down. And just adding some to the outer corner. I do think I want this look to be a little bit more winged out than I normally do with my shadow. And then popping some along the lower lash line as well. I really like the way that looks, and I do think that it is softer than an opaque black, which for a soft goth look, I think is more the vibe that I wanted. All right, I like how the eyes are coming together so far. Now I'm going to take one of my absolute favorite eye sets. This is the shade Cultist. I've recommended this for some time now because this is definitely the sparkliest, or one of the sparkliest in this formula. And I love a good gunmetal shade. Just pop that into the center of the lid. And you know, I've had some questions about this formula and if it creases. It definitely doesn't crease as much as the eyeglosses do, although I've come to really love the eyeglosses as well. But it doesn't completely set down, so that is something to keep in mind. And then I'm just going to take a little bit on that flat brush and add it to the lower lash line, kind of in the middle, just to add a little bit of sparkle there. All right, here's what the eyes are looking like so far. I'm really excited to dip into Lunaris, which I believe is currently a part of the permanent lineup as far as I'm aware of. It's this beautiful Rare Light Cream Luminizer that has this ultraviolet shift to it, although I would say it's more, maybe a little bit more blue than purple. And I'm going to pop a little bit on the brow bone and on the inner corner. I love a good blue glow. All right, to finish off this eye look, I just went in with a little bit of black mascara as well as a kohl liner from Eldridge. And now I'm excited to go in with blush. I'm going to use the shade Nymph, which I would say has a little bit more brightness to it in comparison to Weeping Cherry. Here's what it looks like on my fingertip. I'm going to go in with a light hand. That's really just one dip into the pan and onto the skin, which I think is the level that I want for this look. And of course, I have to use more Lunaris on the cheeks. What a beautiful shade. I actually am not sure if the Light as a Feather lipsticks are restocking, but as I said before, I really love these and I think that this will go well with my look. This is the shade Black Locust, which is kind of like a gray black. I just think that shade matches really perfectly with this eye look. And then just to tie the look together, I'm going to use a little bit of my blue highlight on the lips as well. All right, and here is my second completed soft goth look using mostly Rituel de Fille. All right, now that we've had a chance to do two soft goth looks using mostly Rituel de Fille, I would love to know which of the two looks is your favorite. If you enjoyed seeing some more extended tutorials and what other types of tutorials you want to see in the future, let me know if you plan to pick up anything during the Rituel de Fille Memorial Day sale. And I'm really excited to see what else they have in the pipeline for this year. I think that we have some exciting things ahead. As always, I really hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.